Welcome to the show. I'm Jen. My guest today is Sanjeev Javia. He is the founder and CEO as well as formulator of PRōZE. So thank you for being here. I'm really excited to have you here.
Gil, Jen, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm excited.
So before we ever really knew each other, he actually tried to steal my car at the gym. So we have the same car.
I did do that, yep.
We were going in and out of a yoga class. Yeah. And, well, I don't know about that now because I saw you pull up. But you took my key, and I couldn't find my car key.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the yoga instructor figured you were the one that probably picked up the wrong key.
He took your
and
keys.
we found you.
Yes, and so you tracked me down.
Yes.
I didn't get very far.
Although if you took my key to your car, you probably wouldn't have gotten very far. So in the end, we probably would have figured it out.
You would have got the keys.
Yeah. But then our paths crossed in other ways. And first of all, your energy needs to be bottled and sold because you exude such excitement and energy towards life and also what you do. And that comes across when you talk to people. So it is infectious, and that's probably a big attribute to your success as well.
Well, thank you. I think like my parents were always about, at the very end of the day, everything's about energy, you know what I mean, right? And that's what gets transmitted, and that's what gets people excited, and that's what gets people, wanting to be with you. And that's like at the very end of the day, that's what you want, is you just want to be able to create like a really strong community around you. So
absolutely. So I want to talk about PRōZE, but I also want to talk about the journey that you had getting to this point as a formulator and a passion of yours that's also become your career.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So actually, everybody always asks me like, okay, so how did you become a formulator? And did you study it? Did you start in that? And my dad, interestingly enough, is a food chemist. So he's actually the real formulator in the family.
All right, that's a pretty cool job.
Oh my gosh, he was like his specialty is like salad dressings.
Will he come on the show?
Oh yeah,
I think we need to talk to him too.
Oh my gosh, he would love to come on your show, right? Like he would ride his bike and he would come to the show.
Love it.
He trumps me again. But anyways, I was actually not even in kind of the nutritional end. I was studying medicine, and I ended up going away from medicine to do something totally different. And then I had a friend that wanted to start a nutritional supplement company in Denver, and that's how I got kind of roped into nutrition and supplements. And I always had this passion for health and wellness, but it wasn't necessarily clicking with medicine, but it totally clicked with nutrition.
That's great.
Yeah.
So now tell us what PRōZE is and where you're at today in that journey.
Yeah, so PRōZE is a brand that I just started last year. So I'm, like you said, I'm a nutritional formulator, and so I've been formulating nutritional supplements for now 15 years. And so this product line is actually my 87th product.
Wow,
and
congratulations.
Thank you. I've just had a lot of amazing opportunity and just been able to do a lot of research and things like that. And so this was my 87th product, but it's also my 4th CBD hemp-based line. So about 5 years ago, everyone started to talk about this amazing new ingredient that, had shown in a lot of research, not necessarily Western research, but a lot of Eastern research in showing benefits in areas that people were really struggling the most in. And so with that research and with this understanding of this nutrient, and really honestly, Jen, I am a big believer in CBD, but I'm a huge believer in hemp and hemp oil. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of the derivative. CBD is a derivative of this hemp oil. Mm-hmm. And then I just began formulating with it and working with it and using different ingredients. And then decided last year, I said, you know what? Instead of formulating for other companies, I think I want to do something of my own. So that's how PRōZE started. Yeah.
Well, one of the first things that you sort of organically or by osmosis launched was a gum, or is a gum, that the golfers and very notable golf professionals started chewing on the golf course, and gum became like this big thing for them to be doing, right?
It was crazy. It was crazy. So here I am. You're exactly right. Like I was, formulating away, doing all of these different things. And I actually formulated a line of gum for one of the biggest apparel companies like in the world. And they didn't end up launching it, which is a little bit of a bummer. But, and I was working in the lab with gum. And the thing about gum is you have to use ingredients that don't have a lot of weight. And so CBD happens to be, you could use 10 milligrams or 15 or 20 and still have a great effect, if you will. And so I ended up kind of like, maybe I should use it in a gum. And so I built out these pilot samples. And like you said, all of a sudden, one of the biggest golfers probably ever ended up just using the gum and then sharing it around, and before you know it, it was the chew herd around the PGA, and it just kind of totally took off for me, and it was really exciting. And then it just kind of set the stage for saying, you know what, could we do something unique in this space? Could we do something that could really be different with those areas where people were dealing with, pain and muscle aches and soreness, or with sleep issues, or with emotional imbalances, anxiety, things like that. And then with focus and concentration, that's really the amazing element of what CBD and other nutrients do, is they kind of hone in on those particular areas. And a lot of people are taking pharmaceuticals for that, and that's not a great thing,
So what are some of the products? I mean, we're showing a few of them here, but what are some of the products that ended up birthing? And you mentioned they focus on sleep or pain and all of that, but tell me, I mean, the names are kind of fun too, and your packaging is great. What are some of the specific products that PRōZE ended up launching? Yeah,
so here's what I did, is I first started out where CBD had the greatest bodies of research. Like that's what you should do when you formulate. Like take a look at a set of ingredients and say, where is all the research? And it showed it in kind of like these 4 buckets, if you will, actually 5. But the first one was in muscle aches and soreness and nerve issues and pain and such. So I developed a topical cream called Nerve, and Nerve focuses on nerve issues as well as muscle and joint inflammation. And then something that gets missed out a lot is circulation. Like I have a mentor that says, healthy blood heals everything, right? And so you just need to get healthy blood to certain areas, and that's all about circulation. And then the second product that I developed was a product to help individuals with sleep. Like that's the biggest issue.
I hear that from people all the time.
Oh my gosh. And it is the worst, Jen, because here's the deal, is that if you don't sleep, that's the only time in which your body gets to repair, recover, detoxify. People don't realize, they wake up with this brain fog, and that's because, the brain can only detoxify the only one time, at nighttime during stage 4 sleep. Wow. And so if that doesn't happen, there's all of this toxicity that then causes you to say, oh, I can't wake up, and so I need coffee, which further creates toxicity for you, right?
And they're probably not the best parent they can be, the best employee they can be. It could maybe affect mental health, which is obviously a concern. So it could probably spiral into a little domino effect of issues.
Exactly. It's a complete quality of life issue, okay, right? Everything that you do should be improving your quality of life, right? And so sleep is one of those major times of the day that affects your quality of life. So I formulated this really awesome product called NODS, and NODS is to help with sleep, and it deals with inflammation levels that's due to sugar, because a lot of people eat carbohydrates and sugars at night. Yeah. Also, your sympathetic nervous response, you're wired, kind of fight or flight. Everyone's just crazy all day, and then they think they can turn it off, and then your brain chemistry as well too. And so that's NODS. And then I developed a product for immunity, which is huge obviously right now.
Yeah, people are just more aware of that importance of their health, and they're not getting sick and fighting off flus and bacterias and all that. Exactly.
I mean, your immune system is the only weapon that you have to be able to fight against bacteria, viruses, pathogens, all that sort of stuff. And so it's called SHIELD, and that is for immunity and emotional balance as well, too. A lot of people don't realize that their emotional kind of state has a lot to do with their immunity. And because your immune system, a lot of it is made in your gut, and your gut has these neurons in your brain. Wow. So there's all these kind of great things. And then the gum, Yippies, for the yips. And so that is for focus and clarity. And then we've got some ultra clean, like super awesome gummies that just helps people to kind of chill out and relax. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I like all of those. So I have to ask you, changing the topic a little bit, you're a tennis player.
Yes.
That's an outlet of yours.
I love tennis.
Because you're always going, and you're always, coming up with ideas and creating and managing your team and running your company.
Yes.
So is tennis the outlet? Is that?
Tennis is the outlet. Like, working out is a huge outlet for me. I'll tell you, here's the thing though, like, I'm so fortunate to be in this space, because it's like, the harder that I work, the more people that I can help, And so I look at my work almost, I know this is gonna see it, but it's almost my meditative state. Like, I think like meditation is all about being at one with yourself. It's about being at peace with what you're doing. And feeling very purposeful. And so like, work does that for me. Working out does that for me, because I feel like I can do more, you know, right? So but like, tennis is one of those things I really, really enjoy.
Well, wait till you try pickleball.
Oh, I know.
That's the real sport.
That's the real, well, I know you're saying that because then you want to like probably do a little bet here.
Yes,
and so,
yes. I'm a pickler.
You're a pickler.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of tennis players convert to pickleball.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When they get to my age. But you can still play tennis for a little bit longer. Well, that's great. So where do you see the future of CBD and products, whether, in general, because I know that marijuana is getting more advanced, and as far as states accepting people, using it. And so where is CBD in the future? Going to grow more, or where do you see the products?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing, right? I am not a CBD zealot, okay, right? Like some of these other people, CBD is so great, blah, blah, blah. To me, CBD is an incredible nutrient, okay, right? Hemp oil is an incredible plant oil, okay? But so is ashwagandha, so is reishi mushroom, so is turmeric, so is rosemary, so is cloves, and so to me, it's an ingredient that is going to really revolutionize kind of the way that you can build supplementation, because it's such a powerful nutrient, okay, right? Like, that's why it's gotten so big, is that no one has seen an ingredient like this that can affect so many conditions that people are suffering from so quickly. So that's how you rate an ingredient. Like, how powerful is it gonna be, is you rate it in those three ways. Well, CBD happens to be one of them, but I really feel that the future of CBD is the future of all nutrition and preventative medicine, and also realizing that, you don't have to take some of these other medications for your condition, because you're not at that level yet. So I think that as a formulator, that's where we kind of see CBD going.
So it's going to have more applications in more situations that we consume.
Yep.
And we'll see it in the shelves of Safeway, or we'll see it at specialty stores. So people really need to educate themselves and understand what they're taking, if they're really taking quality CBD and the application of the CBD.
And Jen, that's what's so tough. It's a little bit of a wild, wild west out there right now. And so there's not a lot of regulation, especially in this space of CBD. So there's a lot of just junk out there, right? And if you don't do your due diligence, make sure you look for third-party tests. Make sure you look for people when you are looking at products. Make sure that that it's a place. It's not just somebody making something in their garage, because
there's no barrier to entry.
There's no barrier. Dietary supplements are different than pharmaceuticals. The FDA doesn't regulate them as you have to prove to the FDA that your products are safe, like pharmaceuticals. With dietary supplements, you have to prove that your product is unsafe. So if there's enough complaints, that's when the FDA takes a look at you. So got to be really careful, especially when individuals are looking for products to deal with certain health issues that are pretty significant, right? It's different with glucosamine in your joints, okay, right? This is something that can really help you in a major way. So go look for those right kind of products with all of those elements. I think that's what's key.
And you guys can be a source for that. So I do want to know how people can get a hold of you, but I also want to mention that you're kind enough to extend to the people that are watching a promo code, so you can get these products at a special discount for watching now with Jen. So that'll appear on the screen, so you can get some products and try, what PRōZE is doing. And so how can people find you guys?
Yeah, so you can go, the best way is our website. So just PRōZE.com, so PROZE.com. And the cool thing about it is we have everything on there. So we've got all of the tests, we've got all the certifications, we've got all the education. So even if you just went on the website to learn more about CBD and what are some of the things that you need to kind of look for in something else, like we want to be that resource for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, being a resource for people, that's great.
Totally, it's great. Like at the very end of the day, it's not about PRōZE or our products, it's about allowing people to live healthier lives. And so we just want to be a resource for that. So.
Yeah, and I know you really do back that up. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here and sharing your story too.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And thank you all for watching Now with Jen, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.